Hello, my lovelies, my friends, my darlings. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do an unrealistic day in my life because I never go to the parks, and we're going to Epcot because cast members get 50% off in August this year, and I'm very, very excited about it. But it's specifically, I found out that there's these really nice bags, and I worked 48 hours last week that are 50% off that I would not have been able to afford ever. So I'm going to invest in those. I've been putting money away. I got it. It is a present to myself, but we are at Epcot. I'm going to do that. I have a time to come back for Guardians of the Galaxy. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if I'll get to do that. But life has been crazy. This is the second time I have been to Epcot since July 8th. And the last time was 2 days ago when I came with my family just for dinner. We came for dinner, we watched fireworks from dinner, and then we left because it was my grandma's birthday. Today is technically my grandma's birthday. But anyway, I have work at 5, so this has to be a somewhat fast trip. It is currently 1:19. I'm in the parking lot, and I will have to charge up my smart drive again. I do have a sales shift, which is great because that's less battery usage on my part. And I have 60% left on my camera, so we'll just see how this goes. I already ate. I stopped and got food. Today is payday, so we're just treating ourselves from the 48-hour shift, or 48-hour week, not shift. Point being, I'm just living it up. So no food and wine festival, but I'll just take you along with me and we'll have fun. Here she is. This is probably the most expensive thing I have ever bought. Ever. Besides wheelchair supplies and my camera. So, oh boy. It's so pretty. But this is the original price. It's $420, and then I paid less than that. And then I should be able to bring back my receipt and get it monogrammed. I don't know if they'll do how many letters, but I want to do my first initial and my last name. But look, there's files and just so much space for everything. And it's just beautiful, and it's going to get, apparently it is from a company that only 10 people work, and it's entirely handmade, and they're the same company that makes the royal family children's bags as well as the bags in Harry Potter. So, fun fact. But yes, working very hard all the time. It is very, very hot today. So hot. But I got through. Took me about 20 minutes to get through the showcase to get up here. I have to leave at 3:30, so if I get back, it'd be tight, but I think I might be able to make it to Guardians before I leave. Oh boy. I'm just going to be in shock that I bought this. 50% off though, 50% off. Anyway, so updates on my program is I'm still working in merchandise. I'm still working at my store. Always busy. Today we're dropping all of the Halloween stuff. We did it already, so I can officially tell you. Was not allowed to tell anybody last night, which was interesting. And then there's all these fun things about just the magic that you wouldn't expect at Disney Springs that I've been able to do. My favorite thing about my store is that we get to give away buttons, and the other day there was this family checking out in mobile checkout, and they had a 2-year-old, a 6-year-old, and like an 8-year-old. And so the 2-year-old was just so talkative, and she is just telling me all about her day and all about this and all about that, and she's just kind of getting crazy. And then the kids were getting rowdy and stuff, and I'm just talking with them as the parents are trying to get all of their stuff to check out. And so I like run back to the little station and I grab a whole bunch of buttons, and I'm like, here, do you want a green button or a purple button? Because the purple button is the happily ever after button. It's supposed to be for marriage, engagement, that kind of stuff. It's the romance one. However, kids love it, so I give it to some kids, and they actually all wanted the green button except for the oldest, who wanted a first time button. The youngest wanted me to draw a picture of her sister, or her and her siblings on the button, and then we just ended up doing names. Oh, there's Mary Poppins. She's gonna walk by. Anyway, oh, so sweet. Okay, what else? Oh yeah, so I gave them their buttons. Everyone was so excited. They were super cute. And then I also had another experience, like right after I started, where this guy came up to I was at the register, and I was at one of the like end registers, and he's like, hey, I'm looking for like the free stickers, the free or really cheap stickers that you can buy that have like the logo and stuff on them. And they were going through the entire Disney Springs. They didn't even know Disney Springs existed until they were at their hotel, and saw it across the way. I was like, ooh, yeah, I don't have stickers, but I have buttons. And I gave him the buttons, and he thought I was doing something I wasn't supposed to do, because he's like, thank you so much. Like, I can pay for them. No, we just give them away. They are all for you. I'm like, do you want one? Because he was getting it for his cousin. And it was just a really sweet interaction. And I've also since picked up at Tatooine Traders, which is where they build like lightsabers, the kids' lightsabers, right outside of right outside of Star Tours. And then I've picked up at the Emporium a couple times, and the Emporium is really cool. I picked up there on the 4th of July for the first time that I picked up, and they paid me to go watch fireworks, because that was just a special treat. And it was really nice because they sent half of us out to watch the 4th of July fireworks. So that's not been the case every time after. The last time I was there, I was really upset because my break came exactly 30 minutes before the fireworks started, so I didn't even get to watch any of them, and I was really thinking that would come like right at the perfect time, that I'd at least get to watch some of them. So that was interesting. But overall, that's been fun. There are certain places, like my store is probably the most accessible place I've been for wheelchair wise. However, it's interesting. Different people have different approaches to it when it comes to accessibility, and it's interesting talking to people who don't have a huge background in disability or understanding it, that like the way that so many people with disabilities have comorbid conditions that may have conflicting accommodation needs. And so there's just a lot of conversations that happen around that. So I've been very excited that I was able to be a part of a conversation about that. And I like made up a little document to send to my leadership that one of my leadership people just happened to like ask me my opinion on something. And hello. I'm so sad I didn't get that interaction. I just got a picture with Cruella DeVille. I apparently was waiting right where they were going to do the meet and greet, and I had no idea. No one was there, and then she just walked up, and I was like, ah. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. Accessibility, figuring it out. Oh yeah, I got to do a thing, wrote up a thing for my leaders, and do a whole conversation. That was really cool, and it's just kind of really reinforced my connection with some of the people with disabilities at my store. I'm just super happy. So, with that, but yeah, it's been an interesting kind of experience. But I'm gonna go try to catch my brain, oh my gosh, I'm gonna try to go catch the ride that I want to go on. It is 2:00. I need to leave by 3:30, so hopefully it won't be too long. So the Epcot Adventure is over. I love that ride so much. It is so much fun. I don't remember if I said how that process works before. So with the virtual queue, you get in line normally if you have a DAS pass with virtual queue in the morning, and then when you get there, there's these side umbrellas, and I know that they also do child swap there, so signing up for child swap. And so it kind of looks like the guest experience umbrellas, but they are for that ride specifically. And what they do is confirm your reservation and then get you a DAS pass because you already did your wait. So you just go through the lightning lane from there. And it's super nice and convenient. Yeah, so when you get in there, there's a lot of hills. And this is the second time I've done it by myself. And it does push on my chair a lot, especially the smart drive. My smart drive says it's still at 100%. I don't trust that. I don't trust that at all. So it's probably going to die as soon as I get to work. But I got up the hills, had to stop a couple times because my smart drive kept going out. I need to get some new roller replacement set. I bought it. It's just it hasn't shipped yet. So until then, here we are. And I just have to be extra careful because part of the issue is with the smart drive, every time that you go in water and it doesn't have very good grip, it tears down the rollers that are on the wheel itself. And so it overall hurts the grip while kind of destroying the rollers. So I replace mine every 6 months and so I'm being sent one soon. I had to buy. Spinal Living is where Permobile sent me because they said that it was cheaper there, and I got free shipping. Anyway, I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, so lots of hills. Then you get into the first room and do a little pre-show, and then you get in the second room, which is the big pre-show, and they have strobe lights. Please be cautious about the strobe lights. I have heard that you can request to skip the shows because of the strobe lights. However, I have also heard that people have been struggling with that lately, that they're not allowing it right now. So make sure you check in with the guest experience team and just be very clear about what's going on, especially if it's a safety issue. Always reflect back to the safety issues when it comes to access needs, because that's what it is. It's not just about comfort, it's about safety, and we're supposed to honor safety. Anyway, trying to think anything else. I met this really nice old guy who was handing out candy to everybody, and he was in a scooter. It was his first time on the ride, so he sounded fun. And then I rode with another CP that we ended up just getting together, and we talked briefly. She was also in merchandise. Every time I meet someone in merchandise, I'm like, please try WOD. I would love to. And it's largely selfish because I want someone to pick up at WOD more, or want people to pick up at WOD more so that I can pick up other places and we can trade, because that's fun for me to just try new places. So one thing I should talk about is that, to be honest about the difficulty I've had as a CP, and it's not entirely like the systematic issues. Like, there's going to be problems, and not problems exactly. There's going to be hiccups, no matter where you go. And I think hiccups is a better term for what I've experienced. Just trying to find ways to advocate for myself has been difficult. Because I've learned I'm not great at personal advocacy. Who would have guessed that? And I tend to want to use my background and my degree and my stuff to advocate for like people in general. When it comes to like, hey, I actually could really benefit from this adjustment, it's hard for me to start those conversations. And there was a few weeks where I was just absolutely miserable. I think I did something to my shoulder my first 2 weeks of work, or maybe I just overworked one of this side. But I was in excruciating pain all of the time, especially at work. And so that was really difficult. But then I stopped using this arm. And the thing is about me, I'm not good at identifying my pain or where it's coming from. So I stopped using that arm. I let it rest. I used my left side, which is my weak side. I do not use my left side when I can help it, not even just consciously. I just put all of my weight on my right side. My left side's my bad side, my right side's my good side. Sorry, I can't tell between left and right. I don't know if I said that right. Anyway, but I had to start using my left side again, which is actually probably better for me in the long run, but it's been interesting. I switched around my watch, and then I have struggled with nerve pain sometimes, if something hits just right, or sitting in my chair all day, which is something that I didn't have to do before because I could get up and walk around a little bit, and that's just not as possible because I'm in a reserve space in my head, but also because there's not really any space to put my my wheelchair. And I also still fear stigma of being an ambulatory wheelchair user. And so it's just I don't want to be isolated from the other mobility aid users, but I also don't want to be isolated because people think I'm faking, and it's a big bind that this guy does. Because in reality, people are probably far more understanding, but it's hard and exhausting. I've learned that I can do doubles. I work really well with doubles where I work 12 hours. As long as I can get more breaks, because I did 3 doubles in 4 days, and it was rough. It was a rough time. My body did not like that, and in fact, I think it's very surprising that I had enough energy. We'll see how I do at work, but it was surprising that I have enough energy to go to Epcot this morning, or this afternoon, before work. And then also, there are people staring at me because I'm talking in my car. Anyway, it's been difficult in many ways, and I did end up getting kind of harassed by guests quite a bit, and there was a period where I was wearing bows in my hair and doing all this stuff, just trying to keep people from being mean to me. And part of that has helped because I know more of what I'm doing, but part of it is just really having that support system at work, because people have, guests specifically, there have been not so great circumstances where sometimes guests are frustrated and decide to use my disability as the foundation for that frustration. Not foundation, but as the insult. But really, my support system at work has been one of the most helpful things there. And I'm trying to think any other important information. Yeah, it's just been hard. And in ways harder than I would have thought. And it's also been kind of hard on my mental health, just because my mental and physical health are very, very connected. And normally I can identify when I'm starting to get into a certain mood. That squirrel just appeared out of nowhere. Literally. It looked like it jumped down from a truck. There's another one. Anyway, and so it's different because one of my signs of mental illness is throwing myself into work. Well, throwing myself into 3 doubles in 4 days is throwing myself into work, but my little brain was no, throwing myself into work is writing 50 pages worth of grad work in a weekend. That is not, it's the same thing that my body and my brain are doing. So those are things that I have to be conscious about, and I have to be just making sure I'm taking care of myself. I'm still working with my therapist. I'm still on meds. Overall, doing well given the circumstances. Just trying to figure out life, trying to figure out the whole job thing in the long run. But that's my update. Gotta go to work. Bye.